Hi, Libra. So, you guys are first on the second day. I was like, I really want to wear my hair up. I'll do it in the Libra video because they'll get it. They're so into the aesthetic. They'll be like, yes, girl, do it. So, we're doing intuitive readings. So, what's going on, Libra? I'll tell you something. My sister-in-law, my favorite Libra that I tell you guys about a lot, truly one of the closest people to me in the world. Mashallah, we have a wonderful relationship. She told me that she couldn't come to Jamaica with me, or that she didn't go to Jamaica with me way after the fact, because she felt like one of us, we run a business together, that one of us should be working. Not that she actually thought one of us needed to be working, but that it didn't look right. And that she didn't want us to seem unprofessional. And so she, took one for the team and just didn't go. And at the time made it seem to me like, she just didn't want to. Which I was like, you don't want to go to Negril? What happened? Are you sure? What's going on? And she was like, no. It's really fine. Like, I need to talk to your brother. She kept saying, I need to talk to your brother. And I know my brother was fine with it. So I was like, okay, I'll just leave it alone. She told me later. And, I feel like a bit of that is catching up with you guys, where you do the right thing. And there's nothing wrong with what she did. It's actually a beautiful thing to sacrifice yourself like that. And your own fun, and I know you guys love to have fun, but you do have that thing in you, the older brother thing. Don't you? Libras are the older brother sign of the cardinal sign of the air signs. Like the rest of the other two are idiots, me included. And you like wrangle everybody and get everybody together and we'll stay home and watch the business so the middle child can go run around on a beach for 10 days, 11 days, 12 days. And I was like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me? Like, I would have stayed, and she was like, no, like, I wanted you to go. I wanted you to have a good time. And as wonderful as that is, and as wonderful as this quality that you can have is, there is no doubt. It's the only card out so far. There is no doubt that there is like a beautiful symmetry. There's a beautiful symmetry to the way that you conduct yourselves in the world. You like to have fun, but you like to work. You like to work, but you like to get down. You listen to jazz, you listen to hip hop. You wear $3,000 suits and listen to death metal. Whatever. And it's beautiful and it's wonderful. However, that feeling where you get like those alarm bells start to go off in a good way, butterflies, chills. Oh my God, that feeling that kind of undoes your scales a little, unevens you. That feeling like when you meet, oh, it's here. Oh, did you think it was going to come up? Libra, there's no running from the universe. I don't know how many times we need to talk about this. So, here we are. That feeling when you know someone without knowing them? The feeling you get in your stomach when you think of that one person who you really want, but you haven't been able to have for one reason or another. This could be through bad circumstance. This could be because that person is just difficult. You know, this is very easily a Virgo or someone who has Virgo in their chart. And Virgo's been dominating every reading. And I think it's because with the air signs, at least, they're doing this pull. And I don't think it's just Virgos. I think the Hermit here represents all the earth signs coming out of this winter period. Earth signs that have been hiding, and they do give you, this could be someone who has an earth moon or an earth rising, right? Someone who gives you that feeling of now what? Someone who gives you that feeling. Someone who unevens those scales and you're like, oh man, this feels really great and I really like it. And I'm like, woo, I'm excited about it. But there's always that other scale going, but, you know, come on. You know, you can't just throw your life away for love. You can't just move across the country for a month for love. You can't do these things. This is not how a Libran life works. You know, you have certain things that you have to get done and a certain standard for living and a certain standard for everything. And that spark is not what you want to live your life off of. However, I don't think you have much of a choice. I mean, check it out. I'll keep shuffling. We need a couple more cards here, but take a look. That's pretty heavy. This is annoying and recurring. This is recurring and super exciting. This is super exciting and moving into the future. This is also a card of movement into the future. Bold, confident movement into the future. Also a Leo fire card. So I would say between this, which is the Hermit, which is challenging, and Strength, which in its own way is also challenging to Libra. You guys are very strong, there's no doubt. But like we talked about in the Pisces reading, the Leo strength really is, the fire sign strength really is in moving forward. And Libra can be a bit like Cancers, can be a little lateral moving. Ho ho! What'd I say? Lateral. This way. Okay? Not this way. This way. Why do I sound like that when I do that? I don't know. I'm just weird. You see, this is a woman who has got direction. Okay? She is this thing, this is moving. Leos like to move. They like to get things done. Libra also likes to get things done. But Leo likes to move emotionally. Libra likes to walk sideways or way sideways emotionally. Very much a Libra card, like Temperance. When you don't allow yourself to follow the spark, when you make the more rational decision to stay home and tend the business instead of having 11 days with someone that you know is going to show you a good time, you will feel like this. And Libras often find themselves feeling like this a lot of the time. It's not unbearable. It's not at all terrible. But is it satisfying? You know, can you have what you really want? Oh, gosh. Are you guys dealing with these earth signs as much as the Geminis are? Because I've had this criticism, that, oh, maybe the Virgo reading is too much about someone you know particularly. No, we're doing intuitive readings. I'm reading what comes up. I'm telling you my anecdotal stuff because that's how I'm relating to getting into the reading. But, I mean, look. So if you've got an Earth sign X or a Leo X that's trying to, that's been on your mind in one way or another, there is a very good chance that you're going to see that person again. I would even say the way these cards come up, there's something about this Tower card that says to me that it's very possible that this person, Libra, is another air sign. And that when you get around this person, you feel like you're just going to explode. Like you can't handle it. Like this air sign is blowing your mind and you're really into this person. And I think anytime you've been around this person, it's been nothing but sparks. But, the nature of this card is that there are sparks, but not good ones. There's always some issue. There's always some problem. And so if you've been dealing with someone, Libra, who is really, chemistry-wise, at least you think chemistry-wise, they're perfect for you. They're, and that's hard for you to find. If you find yourself in that situation and yet that person always seems to have some sort of issue in their life or always seems to be in some sort of issue-laden relationship in their life, then it's because the part of you that is attracted to them, is the part of you that wants to balance them out, that wants to work that homeostatic magic on the world around you. However, Libra, you gotta be careful, man, because this is that month where these people are gonna come back. And yes, you have sparks with them, but there's a reason you've been so tempered and have stayed away. I understand. Is life worth it without the sparks? Hey, I'm just showing you both sides of it because I'm a Gemini and that's what I do. No judgment here. Is it the worst thing in the world to stay away from people who make you feel this upended? No, it's not the worst thing. Are you really living if you stay away from them? No, not really. You're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place here, Libra. I think you're going to have to do the thing that you don't want to do. And in your case, what you don't want to do is look past, well, what don't you want to do? Let's take a look at this card. I'm still shuffling for this outcome card here. Let's take, nice that you've decided to show up in your own reading. Thank you. Let's take a look at this. What is it that you have to move past, Libra? So, what is this for Libra? And this is different things for different people. If you ask a Cancer, for example, it's like a Rorschach test, right? If you ask a Cancer, for example, what do you see here? A Cancer or someone with heavy Cancer in their chart would say love, home. Home is probably the first word they'd use. Okay? But what is this for a Libra? Let me tell you. This for a Libra is having a beautiful house. Having a beautiful room for those little children over there that are playing. And they go to a great school. And they've got nice stuff, and so do mom and dad. And mom and dad are both doing really well at what they're doing. And when they pose for those pictures, at Christmas or New Year's or whatever they celebrate, they're really happy. They're not just acting happy. They're happy because they just got back from, the Alps where they were skiing for 2 weeks. Because they can rock like that. This is what Libra sees. Whatever variation of that. Does that mean Libra's materialistic? Not at all. Not at all. You're an air sign. You're not materialistic. That's not what I'm saying. There's a reason I described that scene the way that I did. Because it's not about material. It's about fineness and beauty and refinement and sophistication. These are the things that you long for, and these are the things that you want, and these are the things that you filter something like love and attraction and chemistry to. And what I need you to do this month is to see that although this is a wonderful dream, and it is a very attainable dream, the one that you have, because you are hardworking, charming, intelligent, fast learning, quick on your feet. You guys think on your feet. And as long as you can control your stubbornness and your inborn gentleness that people don't seem to realize about you, you do fairly well in the corporate world. Very well. In most other worlds. But internally, there is a ping-ponging of standing still. You know how the water signs ping-pong? The water signs ping-pong between what they're afraid is going to happen and what they really wish would happen, and how what they're afraid is going to happen because of, blank, whatever insecurity. They've got this kind of triangulated thing they do where they work themselves into a downward spiral. You guys are kind of triangulated between the fear of moving forward or backward and much rather wanting to move laterally, up and down, really. Laterally, but also up and down. Very much so, up and down, right? You have that in you, but then like any person, there are things that completely turn upside down everything that you know. There are people and situations, or that one person that when you're around them, everything just goes haywire. And listen, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This can be someone from your past that really gets on your nerves. This can be the person that your spouse hangs out with that you hate. This can be one of your friends that's really getting on your nerves and has come back. It's like there's, okay. So, 4 of Swords is the outcome. Now, what are you being asked to do? You're being asked to push past this vision that you have. You're being asked to push past that beautiful, sophisticated, wonderful vision of the perfect life, love, etc. that you see, and you need to push past it by contemplating and meditating on the fact that although those things are beautiful, and yes, you are hardwired to love them and seek them out, they are not anything. Anything? Exactly. Anything. They're not anything. This is everything. This is everything. And those sparks and those butterflies in your stomach, they tell you that. You know that. This is everything. You see, there can't be any details to this one. There can be a lot of detail here that you can fill in. Well, I want this kind of wife. I want this kind of husband. I want this kind of house. I want this kind of experience with these kind of children. I want them to look this way. Or I want... This is just here. Out of nowhere. Here you go. Your lucky day. Here's a bunch of love. So much so that it's spilling over. Here you go. That's for you. And Libra's like, my sister-in-law, when she doesn't know what to do, she always goes, oh, wow. It's a very balanced word. I don't think she realizes she uses such a balanced word. She says, wow, a lot. Very Libra. So here's Libra kind of tackling this idea of this person coming into their life, or Libra going out there and actually, being cardinal, seeking this thing out. And that's what March is about. March is about you realizing that whatever, your past was with this person, or whatever, in whatever material way this person let you down, disappointed you, in whatever hi, in whatever material way this person disappointed you, right? If it was because maybe they weren't making enough money, or because of their views about money. Libras are very picky about their views about money. Like, if they spend time with someone who talks about money a certain way, or wants things to be transactional between them, they can get really scared. They can get very like, oh my God, that's so weird. I can't believe she said that. I can't believe he said that. Like, you're being asked here to revisit something that really is uncomfortable, in terms of, this person in some way made you feel like maybe they weren't the right person. This is coming up a lot. It's a theme in a lot of what's going on with everyone right now. But this is also like someone that you've maybe misjudged on other things, because they make you genuinely uncomfortable. They upset that Libra balance, and it's very seductive that somebody does that to you, right? Like, you love that. But it's really, really scary. And this month you're going to get the opportunity to explore that. And when you explore that, I think what you will find is that whatever material way that there was that disconnect between you and this person, that you find yourself intellectually, this cerebral Libra thing, pushing past it, but also, and this can be a dirty word in the Libra world, also spiritually. Yeah. I don't know, even atheists say, oh God, when they're having an orgasm. Right? It's like things are going to start to go well for you in an area of life that you hadn't anticipated. And it will make you grateful, and it will charge your relationship with a higher self, a higher power, whatever your version of that is, because you will just be so grateful for it. I think this is something that you've wanted for a long time, and it comes up that way as something that, don't get me wrong, just because you want this to be a certain way doesn't mean that I think that you don't understand the value of this. I know you know the value of this. You guys make great partners. You guys make great spouses and great parents. What I mean is that you have a certain package that you wanted this to come in. And for a long time, you've had to resolve yourself to the fact that perhaps you don't get to get that package. But now you've got some new fire in you. Now you want to go get it. Now you're kind of tired of this, and you're like, you know what? I'm starting to miss this. Like, I've had this song stuck in my head for a couple of days. You know that song from the Crazy Heart soundtrack? Have you seen Crazy Heart? Crazy Heart is a beautiful film. I absolutely recommend that you watch it if you haven't seen it. The music is phenomenal. But there's this song in it called Hello Trouble. Hello Trouble. And it's about, this guy who's in this like really cheery country music voice singing about this nightmare of a person walking into their life again, because they realize that they can't live without this person, and this person, they love this person, and although this person is in so many ways perhaps inappropriate and yet exciting and yet seductive and yet mysterious, maybe perhaps they should be weary of them, but they're not. I think it's like Hello Trouble, where you been, talk about heartache, where in the world you been, like he wants the trouble. And that's what I feel you guys are at. You guys are at the point where you're like, you know what, I've been doing everything. I didn't go to Jamaica, yo. I didn't go. I did what I was supposed to do. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And like, I wanted this thing, or I want this thing, or I would really like this thing, and I feel like I should have it. You know, I feel like Libras have a way of like kind of reasoning with the universe where they're like, yo, come on. I feel like I should have this thing, you know? And you get to have it now. And be strong and take on the sparks and the goosebumps and the butterflies and go with it. And whenever you start to feel like you're starting to do this, instead of moving forward, just catch yourself and tell yourself that although it is a wonderful thing to, you know, examine the roots of things and weigh things out, sometimes you just need to take the fruit and you need to go. So not every situation is an appropriate place for this sort of contemplation to go on, because it will leave you here, and we don't want to do that because March is important, because we do have these very strong influences coming in. This is someone who is moving very, very slow, but this is a very powerful energy. This is the kind of person who has their hooks in you. This is an energy that is very touch and go, back and forth. This is someone who can play with your emotions very easily. This is someone who can also damage your self-esteem, so you have to be careful. Now, if you have the sort of relationship where you saw these two cards together, or you saw these three cards together and you started jumping out of your skin because it's exactly what you want in life, all I can say is be careful. This is not... I know how romantic you guys are. I know how swept away you get and you don't want to tell anyone inside. Be careful, because I'll tell you what, I've got a lot of Virgo in my chart, and I can be ruthless to Libras. You have to be careful, Libra men. Until you know that these sparks that you're feeling and these butterflies and this thing that you want to do, okay, let me put it to you this way. One of the dangers of being a cardinal sign is that sometimes you don't get that certain things aren't going to work. Right? Like, that's something that, like, a mutable sign will, like, try at something and be like, oh, this sucks. Wow, this is not working. Okay. And we're like off to, you guys are like, this is gonna work. I'm gonna do this. This is gonna work. I'm gonna do this. And it's like, okay, I got you, and you know that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all the facts are in and that you should now proceed just full force and go do this thing. Perhaps the best way to approach this month is to say, okay, I understand that this person or this thing or this job opportunity or this whatever it is giving me uncomfortable but exciting but romantic vibes, and I would really like to follow that, and that's great. But instead of jumping head over heels into something in my head and getting all romantically involved, and I don't want to do that, but I also don't want to stand still. So what do I want to do? Now, there's a very big distinction that needs to be made here. These two things are very different. But how? Because they're both sitting still, standing still, laying still, hanging still. This is what I do in my yoga journeys. How is it different? What's the distinction? Well, this person is a victim of their fate. Are they not? This person is hanging here not because they'd like to hang there, but because, you know, they're hanging there. I mean, I guess he could get down. But it's like playing the victim, right? Because he could get down if he wanted to. If he really wanted to, he could MacGyver it somehow, right? But this guy, so he's like a victim of his own mistakes and now is hanging there kind of pitying that situation, okay? And then this guy is also stationary. However, this is someone who has chosen to take the thoughts in their mind and be strong enough to be alone with them and contemplate them and refine them and sharpen them and come up with something new and better through rest and contemplation. Very, very, very different. So, do we want to rush into anything? No. Do we want to be excited about this person coming back that we thought we couldn't have, that maybe we can have? Yes, very excited. However, we are going to keep it really, really not steady, because I was just criticizing you for trying to steady, not steady. We're going to take risks. We're going to be out there. We're going to, follow this thing, but contemplative. Always coming from a place of what do I want? What do I want most? What do I now realize that's bugging me and I can't get it out of my head? Like, I really want this thing, if that's romance, whatever that is. What do I want, and what am I willing now? What dreams, what standards, what worldly, earthly, material things, beautiful things maybe, what am I willing to let go of for it? Because the thing is, Libra, the relationship you want and the relationship you can actually have in the world are two different things. And I'm not trying to lecture you, but I'm lecturing you a little bit because, like, okay, for example, some of you get really lucky. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my sister-in-law got really lucky. She has a very good-looking, charming, talkative, communicative husband, right? Mashallah, she's very happy about that. But not all Libras end up with that physical ideal. And to be honest, I don't even think that my brother is her physical ideal. So right there, is an example of someone who's super, super happy with someone and very, into that person, but that's not their physical ideal. So what am I saying? I'm saying that, Libra, sometimes you need to see past what you can see with your eyes. You need to see past, you need to see, this relates so much to the 8 gates meditation that I'll put up on my other channel. You need to see what you can't see with your eyes. That's the part of you that's being asked to see, and that's the part of you that's being asked to be contemplative, and that's a part of you that's being asked to be in control, at least in March. And I think it's a really good idea because, you do want love, and you do want some stability, and you do want that beautiful foundation of love and beauty to kind of jump off on your wonderful adventures and, have someone to do that with, or have the money to do it, or have the job opportunities to do it. You have all that. And as long as you're coming from this place of not needing everything to fit your filter, being able to see things how they are and not be grossed out by them, being able to live in the material world because it doesn't always have to be perfect, because not every tarot reader is going to put on, a freshly dry cleaned, like fine Egyptian cotton shirt to read your cards, right? It's not always going to be beautiful and refined and clean. And no, you have to learn how to live in the muck. Can you be sophisticated and be a lotus in that mud, in the muck? Of course, and you are. But you cannot run from the dirt of this world just because you are beautiful. It keeps you from enjoying yourself. Sometimes you gotta get in the muck to enjoy yourself. Sometimes you gotta say, F it, yeah. Both the people that run this business are going on vacation. And we'll have meetings on the beach, son. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to be in the world and not just making it the way you wish it was. So, intuitive readings, what a trip, huh? I so love you guys. It's like ridiculous. So I have so much to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you here. I'm going to tell you on my new channel. The link will be in the description. It's called Amber Ramblings. It's way different, but the same. Just like really being able to go into detail about all sorts of stuff that here I feel would be taking up too much time. And also, I had noticed myself just that, when you need answers and you're feeling bad, it can be too distracting to have someone go off on tangents that much. And I tend to digress. So, that will all be on the other channel. And I'll also leave my email address so you can reach me if you'd like a personal reading. I thought, you guys, that I was going to be in the UK for October. However, I will not be. I'm sorry, but I have had a very cool job opportunity out in Los Angeles, so I will be going out there for work, and I will be spending a couple of days in the Bay Area beforehand. So I will be seeing some really cool people out there who are doing some cool things where they're getting together and watching the videos together, and it's super fun, and I'm so excited to meet them all. Hey, you guys. And I'm just so much looking forward to meeting them and hanging out with them. And, if you're in the Bay Area and you would like to have a reading, my in-person readings are pretty pricey, but you can get in touch with me. And if you'd like a reading over Skype or over the phone, you can also reach out to me. I'm wearing one of Cynthia's malas, and I do this cool thing where I'll wear malas like this, so I don't end up showing any cleavage when I wear my shirts open like this, because I really like having my shirts open like this, especially when I wear blazers. Um, um, I'm not even heading out or anything. I'm legit wearing this for you. But I like wearing the malas like this because I have a thing where I don't like to show cleavage. So if you remember, this is the lapis mala, and she's made me a carnelian one that I was wearing in the videos yesterday. They are gorgeous, and they are pieces of medicine and art together. Okay, so if you would like something from Cynthia, I will leave her information below, but please be very kind and very patient with her. She is an artist, and she is a very beautiful, sensitive soul. If you would like work done from her, please let her know, and then let her get back to you in the time it takes her. It may take her a while to get back to you, okay? Yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys like this intuitive reading. As always, I love you guys. I hope you guys are doing okay. Be brave this month. Be brave, but wait for some detail, okay? Wait for a little info before you just a little bit, just a little bit. Just what am I telling? I'm telling you to do both. You can do both. You understand me, right? You understand what I'm saying? Good. Yes, we are good. I know. Bye.